Here's a project with back to school coming along. Most of our students are going to school or are going soon. This is a pencil filled with all the essentials that your student or even a teacher will need. And that is Mentos and chocolate, a chocolate kiss. Make sure that you have some extra chocolate kisses on hand for the crafter. This is my Simply Scored scoring tool. We want to score every 3/8. This works good for my project. So you can use your markers and mark it, or you can just count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's almost easier just to count 1, 2, 3 until you're all the way across. I'm going to use the Blessings from Heaven stamp set, and I'm going to stamp with Midnight Muse ink. And this particular verse says, "Heaven knows you're special. I know it too." And you'll see that that can fit right in between your score lines for one end. And on the other end, we need an eraser. So I'm using Writing Hood Red cardstock. I'm going to punch a 3/4 inch circle, and we're going to place that on the other end of our Mentos. And then we have another piece of Writing Hood Red paper that's cut at 1 inch by 3 inches. And we'll just sort of wrap that around. This looks a little goofy, this thing sticking out, so you might want to cut that off. Actually, I'm sort of wondering if the silver would have looked better, but I used the gold because I like the almonds. Then we want to just go ahead and score, just fold on those score lines so that it'll wrap around the pencil. Then I have a piece of brushed silver cardstock that I'm going to use for the little band around the eraser. I just cut this about 3/8 of an inch wide. And again, you sort of want to line up those seams. We're just going to put that around the band so that it looks a little bit more like an eraser. If you want to give your project just a little bit more depth, you can take an ink pad and one of your stamping sponges and just sort of sponge some of the edges just to give a few shadows. It'll give a little bit of depth to your project. You know I'm not a big sponger, but on this one it does look a little bit better.